Here's your First Warn Weather Forecast First, sponsored by Anderson Collision Center. Visit driveanderson.com.
Temperatures falling back down into the 60s here this evening after making it near the 80-degree mark once again for the afternoon underneath some of that bright sunshine. 66 now at the Rockford Airport, 61 in DeKalb, 63 in Janesville, 64 the current temperature in Rochelle. Aside from a little bit of upper level cloud cover, we remain completely clear through the evening tonight. Our temperature will drop, but only back to the low 50s this time around. That will set the stage for another warm afternoon tomorrow. We'll be back in the low 80s. A little bit more cloud cover drifting into the area, along with our next chances for some rain showers and humidity on the way for next week. I'll let you know how long that sticks around and our chance for any stronger storms coming up in your most trusted forecast a little later.
Celebrating Mother's Day with the animals. A local zoo making sure mothers and families feel special this Sunday. Plus, the importance of growing a garden this spring. How local enthusiasts use the holiday to kick off their planting season. And a popular restaurant launches its newest look. The sneak peek at what's to come for the Mercato at Lino's.
Live from Fox 39, this is Eyewitness News at 9.
Good evening. Happy Mother's Day. I'm Rian Weil. Thanks for joining us tonight. It is Mother's Day, and what better way to celebrate than outside with your family? That's exactly what some people did today at Summerfield Zoo. The Belvedere Zoo is a popular one that draws a lot of people out for special events like these. All of the spring baby animals were on display for visitors to meet. Moms that were in attendance got a free sweet treat to enjoy, which went perfect with the nice weather we had today. One mom out there this morning shares why the zoo is a great spot for the whole family.
The zoo is kind of our favorite activity that we do, so she loves it. It just gives us some chances for her to have some freedom, some safe play and learn, and yeah, she just has a great time. So it's one of our favorite activities to do.
Kayla's husband Clayton says the zoo is a perfect size and they always have a great experience when they go. Flowers are always a popular and favorite gift for Mother's Day, but some local gardeners say growing fruits and vegetables make for a great gift too. Eyewitness News reporter Tyler Sorensen learned about the importance of having a garden this spring.
The spring season brings nicer weather, fresh produce, and Mother's Day. Local gardeners spent the day enjoying all three of these things.
It's the perfect time for putting plants out in the garden. Right, Mother's Day just happens to be exactly when we need to get all these little babies into the ground.
Jamie Swanson from S&H Nursery says that gardening is an amazing time for family bonding.
Exactly, they can work together in the garden. People can, the joy that everyone brings, the family bringing their own vegetables into their own home, people cook with.
This gardening season, Jenny Hoople of Bountiful Beloit encourages planters to step out of their comfort zones. And instead of just different types of traditional garden flowers, try native plants, especially since they are not just for gardening, but helping the entire ecosystem through pollination.
The rusty patch bumblebee is a federally endangered species. We have them around here. I've seen them in my yard 2 blocks away. 5 other friends have seen them in their yard. So here it's like, oh, they just live here. But we're one of the last places in the U.S. that they are still thriving.
Native plants help by creating a habitat for the bumblebee, one that has declined to an estimated 87% of its historic range. Hoople knows that these types of plants are very easy to take care of.
I think especially with native plants, it's an easy thing because the plants take care of themselves a little more than your traditional garden plants. They don't need as much water. They'll spread more readily and keep the weeds down on their own. The most important part is probably just picking the right spot.
Trying to help nature one Mother's Day gift at a time. Reporting for your home team, I'm Tyler Sorensen.
As of today, victims of domestic violence across the state will be further protected by the law. Karina's law is now officially in effect. This law requires local police agencies to confiscate guns from anyone whose FOID card is revoked within 96 hours. That includes anyone who had a restraining order against them. The law is named after Karina Gonzalez. In July of 2023, her husband shot and killed her and her daughter after Karina was granted an order of protection against him. Karina's son, Manny, survived the shooting, helped push for the law, and released a video today in her honor.
An immigrant woman from Mexico who worked dead-end jobs and survived an abusive husband will now go on to save the lives of other domestic violence victims. Your day, Mom, outlives the man who spent his life trying to break you. That man was your husband and my father, but you won. and I will spend every day making sure the world knows it.
Manny concludes the video saying, "This isn't goodbye, this is a see you later." One person is dead and 32 others were injured when a tour bus crashed on a Los Angeles freeway. First responders say they found an SUV engulfed in flames. The driver killed in the collision. An initial investigation indicates the SUV had become disabled in the leftmost lane around 5 o'clock this morning. The bus slammed into the car and veered across the highway into a guardrail. Just over half of the passengers were hospitalized. The others were able to leave the scene on a separate bus. A beloved State Line restaurant is launching a market inspired by an Italian piazza. The Mercato at Lino's let customers get a sneak peek at the market today. The 50-year-old Rockford Italian restaurant is keeping things fresh and bringing more Italian traditions to the State Line. The market is located at 8400 East Riverside Boulevard. For today only, visitors got to see and shop at the 15 different vendors that will be there permanently. Tommy and Elisa Laudicina work at Dolce Desserts, one of the vendors there, and Tommy says this whole day was for celebrations.
Just to celebrate all the moms in our life. You know, they're always there for us to, look at my mom. She's got me here today. Kind of just, pushing us that extra mile. All our moms, just passing down recipes. It's just, I don't even know.
The market will officially be open in June. Coming up next, the first Sunday with the new Pope. The address Pope Leo gave to the Vatican City earlier today when we return.
Our high temperature today reached close to the 80-degree mark, about 10 degrees above average for this time of year. That warmth likely sticking with us through much of the week, along with the addition of some humidity. I'll let you know just how high our dew point numbers could get and tell you of the rain chances that could bring coming up in just a few minutes.
You're watching Eyewitness News, your home team, with Rianne Weil, Drew Collins, and meteorologist Jordan Wolf.
Pope Leo XIV gives his first Sunday address. He's got a busy schedule set aside for him ahead of his formal installation on May 18th. Fox News correspondent Stephanie Bennett has more from London on what his papacy could entail.
Some 100,000 people gathered at St. Peter's Square to hear Pope Leo XIV give his first Sunday message.
I too address the world's great powers by repeating the ever-present call, never again war.
Echoing previous calls from Pope Francis, Leo urged for no more war, referring to the ongoing conflicts as a, quote, third world war in pieces.
I carry in my heart the sufferings of the beloved Ukrainian people. I am deeply saddened by what is happening in the Gaza Strip. May the fire cease immediately.
It was Leo's first time back at the balcony of St. Peter's Basilica since his historic election as the first American pope on Thursday. Some Vatican spectators are watching closely to see how he intends to lead the Roman Catholic Church.
So I think he's going to take the church in a direction that we identify with Pope Francis, but is deeper than that. I really expect it to be a church that pays attention to the marginalized and the economically oppressed.
Some experts believe the longtime missionary will be a voice for immigrants, saying his election helps turn a page for the church as it enters into what sociologists call a post-secular phase.
What it means is the Catholic Church knows that faith is an option now. This Pope gets that. He's not going to expect special privileges for Catholics. He's not going to live in a palace and act like a monarch.
Global leaders are expected to attend Pope Leo's inaugural Mass next Sunday for his formal installation. In London, Stephanie Bennett, Fox News.
President Trump is boasting about great progress in trade talks with China, calling it a total reset. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent has been in Geneva, Switzerland for 2 days of negotiations with a high-ranking Chinese delegation. He says there's been substantial progress on tariffs, but he gave no specifics. On Friday, Trump opened the door to taking the 145% tariffs down to 80%, but trade experts warn that would still be a major barrier. We had a beautiful Mother's Day out there for us today. When we come back, meteorologist Jordan Wolf will time out how humid it could get this week. His full forecast is next.
Now, your first warned weather forecast from meteorologist Jordan Wolf.
It was a very pleasant day across the state line today. Our temperature made its way close to that 80-degree mark once again. We had bright sunshine out there. Another gorgeous afternoon to get out and enjoy some weather. Unfortunately, the tides are going to be turning a little bit this week. We'll get a little bit more humidity as we head through much of the week ahead. In the short term, we're still down to 66 at the Rockford Airport at the moment, 64 in Rochelle, 61 in DeKalb, still holding on to 71 in Dixon. Not as much humidity here this evening as indicated by many of our weather watchers' dew points here this evening. Megan out in Pearl City, 45 degrees for the dew point, 68 for that current temperature, only roughly 40% humidity. 65 degrees for the current temperature for Greg in McChesney Park, 40 degrees for his dew point value. Also seeing relatively low humidity, and that paired with the clear sky will allow for those temperatures to dip back again here this evening. Our Mercy Health Skytrack camera overlooking Rochelle showing off a clear picture here tonight. Aside from a little bit of upper level cloud cover, a very clear picture here locally across a very broad region. Not quite the case down well to the south, where a Gulf low pressure system has kind of been stalling out over the last several days, and we've been sandwiched in between this Gulf low as well as the jet stream passing well up to our north. That ridging in between has kept us very, very clear across this very broad region of the United States. Also increasingly warm, but we've been pretty dry. That low-level Gulf moisture, though, will start to work its way our direction as we head through much of the week, and that will bring us an increase in some rain chances as well as an increase in some humidity. We'll see the cloud cover really start to drift into the area as we head through the majority of the daytime tomorrow, but we really don't see those rain showers arrive until we head beyond Monday evening. We may see an isolated shower or two Monday evening and Monday night, but our higher coverage of any potential showers and storms would arrive during the afternoon hours of Tuesday. Bulk of the steadiest rain will still be well out to the east, closer to the center of that low pressure system, but you see the very spotty nature in some of those showers that will likely continue as we head through the afternoon and into the evening. Another similar day of that could be possible as we head into Wednesday, although a little bit less in coverage. Any storms that would develop within this environment, pretty weak. There's not a lot of steering aloft in the atmosphere to help those storms get going, to become organized. So anything that we do see would remain very weak and kind of pop up in nature, very scattered activity. Main threat or concern with any of those would be with brief downpours and maybe a bolt of lightning. Overnight tonight, our temperature will drop back down to 52 degrees. We'll remain underneath that mostly clear sky, very comfortable and even not nearly as cool as where we were the last several nights. That will set the stage for a warmer afternoon tomorrow, back to 82 for the afternoon, a partly cloudy sky and a much warmer afternoon. That southeasterly wind around 5 to 15 miles per hour. As we head through this week, I noted that humidity would be on the rise. Our dew point values for Monday still only about 48 degrees, but by Tuesday and Wednesday, we'll see those numbers climb closer to that 60-degree mark. That increase in moisture and increase in humidity will also be paired with a much stronger upper-level low-pressure system as we head beyond the middle of the week. This arrives during that Thursday afternoon, Thursday evening time frame. The intersection of that low-pressure system with all of this Gulf moisture will allow for the potential for some stronger storms on Thursday. We'll have to keep an eye on that window. There are a lot of mechanisms that still have to fall in place for that severe threat to come to fruition, but nonetheless an idea that we'll be keeping a closer eye on for that window. 82 for Monday, down to 79 with those scattered showers and thunderstorms on Tuesday. A similar chance for those as we head into Wednesday. 82 degrees. 86 for Thursday would be the warmest day of the year, but we are cooler and drier for next weekend.
All right, thanks, Jordan. Well, Drew's in next with sports. There's a ton of baseball on Mother's Day. Sky Carp, Cubs, and White Sox highlights coming up next. And the Ice Hogs season is on the line. Stick around to see the results.
Now sports with Drew Collins.
It's the fifth and final game of the series for the Ice Hogs and Admirals. The winner takes the series and moves on in the Calder Cup playoffs. The Admirals struck first. Chase DeLeo strikes in this beauty to take the lead. The second period was busy. Zach Sanford scored not one but 2 goals within a 3-minute span. This one was assisted by Cole Gutman. He gave the Hogs the lead. But Svechtoff would tie it up on the back end of the second period for Milwaukee. And then the Admirals would take the lead back with less than 2 minutes in the third period. So the Hogs had 1 period to save their season, and they did just that. Joey Anderson scores off of the rebound to send this to overtime. In overtime, the Admirals get a power play in the first 2 minutes, and Milwaukee gets the backhanded rebound to end the Ice Hogs season after the Hogs started the series with a 2-game lead. The Ice Hogs lose 4-3. It was a beautiful day to spend some time at a ballpark. I took a trip down to Beloit to catch a Sky Carp game. I met Ambrose and his sister, who spent their Mother's Day at the Sky Carp game with Mom. Ambrose said he wants to be a cameraman when he grows up, so keep an eye out for him. The Sky Carp had a rocky start. Top of the first, bases loaded. Habim Dow crushes this one, and the Colonels go up 4 runs. Gage Miller cranks a sac fly to bring in the first run for Beloit. Edie Capay scores. And the Colonels homered again in the second inning, but the Sky Carp stayed in this one. They would end up losing 6-5. The Cubs had the series tied up with the Mets. The winner takes the series dub. This ball was smacked out to the gap. PCA attempts to play on the ball at the wall, but he can't come up with it. So the Mets strike first, but hey, PCA back and better. Takes out his anger on this pitch, smokes it up to the second deck for the homer. But the Mets take back the lead in one swing. This home run gave the edge in the 6th inning. And in the end, it was the red-hot Francisco Lindor. He gets the last laugh. He's been on fire, and he gets the Mother's Day homer. The Cubs lose the series and fall 6-2. The Sox also had a series-deciding game today. They hosted the Miami Marlins. Andrew Vaughn got some solid contact to score a 2-out RBI in the 3rd inning. But it was Tim Elko who was the superhero today. He crushed this ball, and that was all she wrote. The Sox win the series and win today 4-2. There was some more AAU basketball today at the Sports Factory downtown, part of the National Puma Circuit. Team Fred Van Fleet and Blackface Chapman Academy of Milwaukee. Brandon Chapman gets the ball ahead to Champ Parker, and he lays it in. Malik Marshall makes his move to the basket and scores. Parker takes it to the hoop. He had a strong game. Rockford East guard Brian Harper sends in a 3-pointer. Amer Danforth exploded in this one. He hits the nice J. Here comes Danforth again. He gets the and one. Danforth scored 26 points. Team Fred Van Fleet won 76-62. Scott will have more on Team Fred Van Fleet tomorrow night. That's sports. We'll be right back.
First One Interactive radar from Rockford Glassmore keeps us clear overnight tonight. As we head into the evening, though, temperature dropping back down to the low 50s. 82 for tomorrow. We do get a few rain and thunderstorm chances moving in, primarily Tuesday and then again on Thursday. Also a lot warmer with temperatures reaching back into the mid-80s on Thursday, potentially our warmest day of the year. We'll keep a closer eye on that window for a potential for some stronger to severe storms.
Thank you, Jordan. And we have a special little video for you guys, just from all of us here at WTVO and WQRF, from all of us here at Eyewitness News. Have a great Mother's Day.